This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast, or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Hello and welcome, everybody. We are back again here in the Oklahoma Sports Network for more playoff basketball, 5A area. We got a great one tonight here in Mustang. Number 3, El Reno. Number 2, Del City. Winner to the state tournament next week at the Lloyd Noble Center. This is going to be a great ball game. Excited for this one. It's been a great couple of weeks of playoff basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Great slate of girls games last night. We've got 3 more boys games on the docket tonight. Carl Albert Southeast getting ready to tip off on our airwaves as well as Lawton High taking on Mustang later on this evening. That's a 7:30 tip coming up later. But the game we have right here, in my opinion, the best of the bunch. El Reno, Del City. This one has got lots to like about it. 2 teams that are really, really talented and are obviously hoping to not just get to the Lloyd Noble Center next week, but to do damage once they get there. A lot to like about this matchup. Josh Calloway on hand at the beautiful Mustang Athletic Events Center, home of the Broncos. Fabulous facilities out here. Crowd is piling in. It's going to be a big crowd in here tonight. Great energy, great vibes, as you'd expect. I mean, these are 2 really good teams going toe-to-toe for a spot in the state tournament. I mean, you would imagine you'd have a good turnout on a Friday night, and we definitely have the early stages of that as people are still pouring into this place in what should be a raucous environment and a really, really fun matchup. I do want to make sure to thank, of course, while we have an opportunity here before we get to the lineups and all that good stuff, Gina Standridge, who's been a really big-time sponsor for us here in the postseason, helping us bring you these postseason games. Vote for her for Mid-Del School Board Award 3 on April 4th. Experience and dedication for the future of Mid-Del education. Gina Standridge grew up in this community. She lives in this community and is taught in this community. She wants the best for all the kids. She's given countless hours to Mid-Del schools. She's sponsored many academic and athletic events over the years. Nothing new for her here. So get out and vote for her. April 4th, 2023. Vote for Gina Standridge for Mid-Del School Board Ward 3. A huge sponsor that helps us bring you these playoff games here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. So I definitely want to thank her. All right, we're going to take a quick timeout here. When we come back, we're going to have starting lineups, and we'll have the ball game for you. El Reno and Del City 5A area winner of the state tournament coming up next right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
We want to make your next event an adventure. At Inflatable Adventures, we want to make your next event hassle-free by providing incredible products at a great price, along with amazing customer service. We offer one of the widest selections of bounce houses, water slides, obstacle courses, and so much more. Give us a call today or check us out online at inflatableadventures.org. Remember, Inflatable Adventures, the only inflation worth paying for.
We come from different backgrounds, with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
All right, back to Mustang. Josh Calloway on hand with you. Going through the starting lineups here, being announced first for Del City. They're going to be the de facto road team. Tonight, obviously, neutral site matchup doesn't really mean much. Number 4 is Demarius Veely. He's a 5A senior. Number 10, Brandon Garrison, a 6'9 senior. Number 12, Jamori McAllister, a 6'2 senior. Number 22 is Percy Green. He's 6'3", also a senior, as is, of course, Jaden Foreman Felix, number 23. He's at 6'5". An entire senior starting lineup for these Eagles. First few guys off the bench, seniors as well. This is a very veteran team. If you watch them at all, you know that. A lot of guys who played a lot of basketball here in Del City. For El Reno, number 0 is Matthew Topfee. He is a elder statesman, a senior on this Indians roster. Number 1 is Carter Roman Nose. Number 5, Deontay Palmer. Palmer, a senior as well. Carter Roman Nose, just a sophomore. James Ravelis, number 23. He is a senior. And then Alexander Elizondo is a sophomore, number 24, rounding out the starting 5 for El Reno. Del City, coached by Lenny Hatchett, 17-6 entering play tonight. El Reno also 17-6 entering play this evening, and are coached by Rodney Hayden. Starting lineups presented by Louis in Midwest City, 6007 Southeast 15th Street in Midwest City. Louis, we're in your neighborhood. So we're just about ready to get this one going. Josh Calloway with you in Mustang. Darius Washington working the camera for us tonight. Big shout out to him stepping in. Had a late cancellation on our camera operator, but Darius stepped up and has stepped in and will be filling that role for us tonight. So big thanks to him as we get ready to get this one going. These two teams, if you're curious, did meet once before this season, way back on January the 10th. Del City won that game pretty comfortably, 69-53. Back on January the 10th, but competitive game. Not a complete blowout by any stretch, but Eagles did win it, and they win the tip. We're off and running. Let's send a team to the state tournament, and the opening possession for the Eagles doesn't go. McAllister shot didn't fall. Del City is, like I said, the road team technically tonight. Wearing the road blacks with black numbers. El Reno in the home whites with white numbers, and the navy blue Indians across the chest. First possession here for El Reno, going across the lane. Scoop pass looking for Palmer was wide of the mark, and a turnover by El Reno on their first possession. So both teams come up empty first time out. Winner of this game, like I said, goes to the state tournament. The loser's season is not over, though. They'll get another crack at it tomorrow to try and move to the championship. To face the loser of the next game on this floor. We'll talk about that more as the night goes on. 3-ball on the right wing for the Eagles does not fall. That was Veely. Garrison tried to get the rebound but lost it. Now it's on the deck here as Topfee just lost his dribble. Eventually goes out of bounds. It goes back to the Eagles. Kind of sloppy ball handling there for El Reno. And the Eagles will get it back. Really nice crowd in here. Really good energy in the building. Again, as you'd expect, two teams as good as these two are this late in the postseason. Spot in the state tournament on the line. Great energy in here as Veely drives the baseline and is hit and fouled. And Demarius Veely, one of the many seniors on this Eagles squad, will head to the free throw line. The Rose State College charity stripe Want to be an engineer and earn a high-paying job? Jumpstart education at Rose State College. Rose State has partnership agreements with Tinker Air Force Base, OU, OSU, UCO, SWASU, and aerospace industry companies. Go to Rose State, get an internship, earn a degree, and go to work for one of the top aerospace companies in the world. Apply today at rose.edu. Veely hits the first one. Second one wouldn't roll home. So Eagles on the board first, leading 1-0. Both teams obviously still looking for that first field goal, though, in the early going. Indians have the basketball. This is Elizondo with it. Bounce pass underneath and driving the baseline, kick out in the corner. Open three for Palmer. That'll rim out, but right there for the easy putback attempt, it didn't go. Johnny on the spot was Ravelis, but he didn't stick it home. Back the other way. Garrison mid-range jumper won't go. Ends up with his own miss, though. Putback attempt spins out. And there's a lid on the rim here in the first couple of minutes for both squads. Neither one can get the friendly roll. Now we're going to get a whistle and a foul on the Eagles on the other side. Just going to be a side out. Does give us a break in the action. I'll tell you about our first quarter sponsor. You see him up in the corner there. Buffalo Wild Wings. Where every day is game day. 5500 Tinker Diagonal in Del City. Hit B-dubs whenever you can. That's a life motto by myself. Here's El Reno with the ball. Trailing 1-0 very early here in the Oklahoma Sports Network. Open three in the corner. Clackums. Bottoms for El Reno. That's top fee. With the first field goal of the day from either squad. That's our first Bobby Lewis Insurance 3-ball. Surprisingly great rates with 2 locations to serve you in Choctaw and Del City. Back to the way, Jamori McAllister down the lane and putting it home. So the Eagles have got their first field goal, and we're back even 3 apiece. You like the energy and the pace early to this one. Like we said, there is some familiarity. These two teams did see each other earlier this year. It was a long time ago, though. As Top Fee's 3-ball does not fall. Foreman Felix skying for the rebound for the Eagles. January 10th's a lifetime ago. That's nearly 2 full months. Totally different team since then. As Percy Green's 3-ball does not fall. This El Reno team, though, can really play. If you've never seen them, have some really nice wins under their belt this year, including knocking off Carl Albert toward the end of the season. As a 3-ball in the corner, Clackums for Topfee. 2 3-balls for the senior, Matthew Topfee. And the Indians have got themselves back in front by 3. Here's McAllister at the top. He'll drive, kick it out to Veely. Figure out what does he want to do with it. He'll take it out toward the top and reset things. Veely down the lane here. Lost dribble for a moment. Got it back. Shot no good. Garrison fighting for the board. Knocked out of bounds. And I'll go back over to El Reno. It's a good crowd in here, obviously, like I said, and for both sides. But El Reno, their bunch is very engaged early in this game. They have a good crowd here. Making the trip to Mustang. Again, great facilities out here. I was really impressed. My first time being out here, and it's a great venue for a ball game of this level of stakes. Elizondo with it for the Indians. He'll drive, kick out, open 3-ball for Roman. Nose Clackums! 3 threes for El Reno. Another Bobby Lewis 3-ball. And hey, I mean, El Reno's not a big underdog in this game, but they're underdogs. Hitting threes at the clip that they are, that's a recipe to pull off an upset. Percy Green's pass deflected from McAllister. It's loose, and eventually the Indians scoop it up. Fast break. Here's Palmer racing down the floor to the rim and put it in. El Reno an 8-0 run. They lead 11-3, and Del City wants a timeout a little over halfway through this first quarter. You can't ask for a much better start if you're El Reno. I mean, you came out hitting shots. You forced some turnovers. You got out on fast break right there. Very good start for Coach Rodney Hayden's squad. We'll see if they can keep it up. We're still really early in this game, but a good start certainly for El Reno. So like we said, the winner of this game will move on to the state tournament next week. The loser is not done. They'll be back here tomorrow. Excuse me, not here. They'll be actually in Edmond North tomorrow. That's a 7:30 tip. And they'll face the winner of the next game on this floor, which is Guthrie and Piedmont. Piedmont we've featured on the Oklahoma Sports Network a couple of times this year. Certainly a quality bunch. Guthrie Blue Jays, a team that is not unfamiliar to OSN either. Saw them against Carl Albert last week. So that's what awaits the loser of this game. The winner, meanwhile, is going to kick their feet up and be just getting ready for a trip to the Lloyd Noble Center starting next Wednesday in the state tournament. Turnaround shot for Brandon Garrison off the back iron. Went for his own board, but had it poked away. And now a whistle and a foul. Roman Nose bringing that up, and he got hit. Very nice start here for El Reno. You really can't ask for much more. Foul goes on Jamori McAllister. That's his first, team second in the early going here against the Eagles. Here's Elizondo with it, a sophomore for Coach Rodney Hayden and the Indians. Nice pass underneath. That was a great move and a good finish by Revelis. It's a 10-0 run for El Reno. They lead it 13-3 here in Mustang. Got to tip your cap. Really impressive start. Here's Veely. Went for McAllister. It's poked away and stolen by Roman Nose. Start the break for Reno. Bounce pass to Palmer, and it's blocked. McAllister with an absolute rejection, but the Eagles can't cash in the other way as the pass from Veely to Foreman Felix led him just a hair too much, and he couldn't catch it out of bounds. Palmer out. Evan Roman Nose into the game for El Reno. So now we got two of them out there. He's the older of the two. Evan, number 4, just came in as a senior. Carter, who started this game, a sophomore. Elizondo bringing it up. El Reno a 10-point advantage here in Mustang. Early going. What a start. Eagles almost got a turnover. El Reno able to save it. Here's Elizondo. Kick out to Topfee on the left wing. Driving the lane. He's hit, and he is fouled. So Matthew Topfee, the senior, will head to the Rose State charity stripe to shoot some free throws. 13 foul on Del City here early. First personal against Jaden Foreman Felix. Actually, okay, they're going to say it's on the floor. Everybody was kind of preparing for free throws there, but they decide to actually make it not a shooting foul. So a little bit of a break there caught for the Eagles. Reno will take the possession, but no free throws. Inbound to Elizondo in the corner. He's guarded by Brandon Garrison, who, if you're unfamiliar, of course, everybody knows at this point, #1 player in Oklahoma, Oklahoma State commit. He'll be in Stillwater next year. Driving the baseline here. McAllister, turnaround shot is up and good for Revelis. That's a 12-0 run for El Reno. They lead it 15-3. Very surprising start here in Mustang. Here's McAllister the way. Where does Del City go for some offense when they need it? Traffic in the lane. They're going to say out of bounds. Last touched by El Reno. Percy Green back in for the Eagles, replacing McAllister. Also in on that last break. I didn't get him. Deshaun Long, another one of the seniors mentioned. It's a all-senior starting lineup for Del City, and the first few guys off the bench also seniors. This is a really old team that the Eagles have under Coach Lenny Hatchett. And if not the favorite in 5A, certainly one of the 2 or 3 very biggest. But they're in an early hole here. Here's Percy Green going across the lane, hands it off to Foreman Felix. Jab step once, goes to his left. Underneath pass to Brandon Garrison. Jump step going to the rim, and he's blocked, but not cleanly. It'll be a foul on Carter Roman Nose, and Brandon Garrison will take a trip to the Rose State charity stripe. Shooting a pair here will be Garrison. First one will go off the side of the rim, no good. Second on the way for big number 10 will rattle home. So the Eagles a 2-for-4 start at the line, and now it's going to be just an unforced error, a turnover by the Indians off the inbound pass as it went over the hands of Topfee. So, hey, if you're Eagles, you'll take that, and you get it right back, down 11 here. Here's Garrison in the corner, long pass over to Percy Green. He'll fire away from deep. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound pulled in by Long, second chance for the Eagles. Here's Demarius Veely. Stutter step, and he's hit. And they're going to say it's a foul here against El Reno. I wasn't really sure the call there. They're going to say a little bit of hand checking goes against the Indians. That's the second one early here against Elizondo. So a starter for Coach Hayden in some foul trouble, and he'll have to come out. Into the game for the first time for Reno number 22. That's Jacob Robertson. He's a senior. Meanwhile, Veely comes out for Del City. DeKalen Godwin, yet another senior off the bench for this Del City team, will replace him. 15-4. Here's Godwin with it. He gets up to Garrison at the top, left side Long. To the top, Godwin. He'll take it out to the midcourt logo here in Mustang and reset some things. Godwin, bounce pass underneath to Garrison. He's hit and he's fouled. Not that many teams do by any means in high school hoops, but Reno doesn't really have a guy that can match up with Brandon Garrison too much as far from a size perspective. So him getting the ball underneath and getting to the free throw line seems like something that Del City is going to be able to do tonight, and he's already done it a couple times. If he can cash in, he's going to really hurt the Indians tonight, you would think, from that Rose State charity stripe. Hit the first one, second one will go off the back iron. So just a 50% start at the line for Del City. That ball goes out of bounds. It will be El Reno ball. 15-5 run. McAllister back in for Del City. He replaces Foreman Felix. Eagles going with the full court pressure defense here. Long picking up top for real early. Now McAllister comes to help. Jawan McAllister, a really talented defender for this Del City team. They are a different team defensively when he plays. Well, El Reno, of course, off to a good start here offensively with 15 on the board. Here's Evan Roman knows with the ball. He goes to his right, underneath pass to Ravelis, and he lost that of bounds. So they're going to say last touch by the Eagles. We thank you so much for finding us on the Oklahoma Sports Network tonight, however you did. This game is live on Facebook, YouTube, of course, our app on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, or just on the App Store on your phone. And, of course, good old-fashioned oksportsnet.com. Wherever you found us, we're glad you did. It should be a great game here tonight. We're off to a good start. Driving the baseline here. Nice pass, but not able to finish it was Robertson. Roman knows with a great feed to Robertson, but he just didn't pay it off. And now El Reno a foul about 90-plus feet from the basket, and almost as far as you can get. It's not a shooting foul or anything, but it is the 5th on El Reno in this first quarter. So that's something worth keeping an eye on, certainly, as the Eagles are nearing the bonus already with the whole second quarter still to go in this first half. Godwin will walk it up for the Eagles after a good start for El Reno. Hand off to Jamori McAllister. He goes down the lane here. Kick out to Percy Green. Green right side to Godwin. Godwin back to Green. Underneath to Brandon Garrison. Here's what Del City's going to keep on doing if it's there. Garrison punches it in. A good start for the big man. And now here he is again, intercepting the pass. Del City got a little momentum here. McAllister, kick out in the corner. DeKalen Godwin thought about it, said he'll give it up to Long. Right side, Percy Green. Green jab step wants to drive the baseline. They're going to say what? Is it a foul? It looks like it was on El Reno. So that's 6. That's 6 fouls now on El Reno in the first quarter. The Eagles are in the bonus for the entire length of the second quarter. I feel like that's going to play a role here down the stretch of this first half. 7 seconds to work with. McAllister in the corner. He'll go down to the left block. Floater shot the back iron. No good defense there by El Reno. And they'll just hold it and take it to the end of the first quarter. Good start for the Indians. Eagles a little 4-0 spurt there at the end of the first to near a little closer. But El Reno, the team in front at the end of one. 15-7, second quarter next right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
All right, back to Mustang here at the Oklahoma Sports Network. Second quarter action getting going, and what's been an entertaining start here, but a good start certainly for El Reno. They lead at 15-7 as we open the second quarter of action. Indians with the ball to open up this second frame. Here's Topfee, who hit those 2 quick threes to start. He leads all scorers early on in this game with 6. Foreman Felix just punched that thing loose. The old Charles Tillman peanut punch, basically. Start the break for Del City. Veely lost it. He can't grab it. Somebody's got to help him, and it's a turnover. It's a smart play by Veely, knowing he couldn't grab it, but can only box guys out for so long. Palmer the other way for El Reno. in the corner, top fee, and he's hit and fouled. Fourth early foul here on the Eagles. It'll be the second against Jamori McAllister, so we're keeping an eye on there. A little bit of mild foul trouble for him. We mentioned they are a different team defensively, especially. He's a good player all around, but especially on the defensive end, whenever he's out there, it makes a big, big difference. So El Reno getting him in foul trouble, probably a good thing for them in the long run. Indians the other way. Here's Robertson in the lane. Garrison is absolutely swarming him. And the big, I don't know what size shoe he wears, but it's got to be a big number. And the very toe of it on the baseline, it'll go back to El Reno. That was a great block, though, by big Brandon Garrison. He's having a very nice start to his night. 4 points and a very active defensively as well. The Indians keep it. Here's Roman Nose. Hands off to Robertson from the free throw line. Got it. Nice shot by Jacob Robertson, pouring that one in from the free throw line. El Reno's lead back up to double digits at 17-7. Brandon Garrison on the block. Long pass to Green in the corner. He'll give it up to Veely. Round the horn to Foreman Felix. He thought about it. He can definitely shoot a little bit. Don't be confused about the size. That drives the lane. It was a nice move, but couldn't finish it off. Del City offensively just not quite comfortable early on here. Outside of getting Garrison in the paint there as they travel by El Reno, give it back over to him. Outside of Garrison in the paint, either getting to the line or just battling his way to put it home, and there hasn't been a lot of really good looks in the first quarter and change, but I imagine Coach Hatchett will address that the more and more as we go along here. 6:18 and counting to play in the first half. 17-7, good start for El Reno. Brandon Garrison with it in the corner to the top. Foreman Felix poked away. It'll go out of bounds and will be Del City ball. Good active hands there by Evan Roman Nose. Senior off the bench for El Reno. Del City with it. Veely gives it up to Jamor McAllister on the left wing. McAllister hands off to Green in the corner. Percy Green, a really good shooter. Hasn't gotten loose just yet. Only one look. Right side to Veely. Veely takes it over to the top of the key. In the corner, there's Percy Green with a little bit of room. He'll go ahead and fire, and he won't be able to knock it home. Good contest there by Palmer on the closeout. And El Reno brings it up. 17-7 lead. Evan Roman knows. Nice pass and a good finish for Ravelis. And a little 4-0 jolt for El Reno to open up this second quarter. Lead back out to 12. Give the Indians a lot of credit right now, especially defensively. Eagles just 7 points. And over half that came at the line. Here's Green for three. Again, won't fall. El Reno back the other way, ahead by 12. Roman knows, bounce pass to Robertson on the block, dribbled off his own foot. And out of bounds, it'll go back over to the Eagles. 5:07 to play in the first half. Josh Calloway with you. Darius Washington working the camera for us tonight here at the Mustang Athletic Events Center. A great host for these 5A playoff games tonight. Edmond North's got the rest of the 5A bracket, including tomorrow's games, but good stuff here in Mustang this evening. Thank you for their hospitality. They had games here last night as well at the 6A level. As Foreman Felix shot doesn't go. Long rebound, though, pulled out by McAllister. That was a heck of a board, just skying above everybody. He'll go down the lane, right-hand layup. It won't roll home, but Garrison's there to clean it up. That was a really good move by McAllister to get to the rim, and then Brandon Garrison there to put it home. And Del City's now down 6. Garrison has 6 of his team's 9 points in this first half. Here's Palmer with it for El Reno, guarded by Deshaun Long. Palmer, kind of not a great spot to pick up your dribble. He's able to get rid of it. Ravelis with it, backing down Foreman Felix. And they're going to say a timeout snuck in here by Coach Rodney Hayden with 4:13 to play in the first half. I'm not sure if it was a 30-second or a full. It's going to be a full timeout. We'll go ahead and take it with them. 19-9 El Reno leads on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
Back to Mustang. Josh Calloway on hand here at the home of the Broncos. Great facilities, great host for these playoff games. They had games here last night as well. We had that Del City girls were here last night against Lawton MacArthur, although it was the Lady Highlanders winning that one. We'll have MacArthur's girls game tomorrow afternoon, as well as that long two is banked in. I don't know if he called bank, but it doesn't matter. It all counts the same for James Revelis, who's kind of quietly having himself a nice first half. He's leading all scorers now with 8. And it's 21-9 El Reno. Here's Garrison on the block. Turnaround shot, too much on it. He thought he was fouled, didn't get the call. Now fast break for Reno. Revelis to the rim, can't finish it. But he's hit from behind and fouled by Foreman Felix. And slow to get up here. Looks like he's going to be all right. Is Revelis, who's having a very nice first half. Second foul on Jaden Foreman Felix, 15th foul on Del City. And we mentioned it in that first quarter that El Reno got to the 6 fouls right at the end of that first, saying, oh, Del City's in the bonus for the entire second frame. Well, we're over halfway through, and they still haven't committed that 7th foul. So a good adjustment by the Indians in the break to, cut down on the fouls. As the first one goes down at the Rose State charity stripe for James Revelis. He's now got 9 points, and he can make it double figures here in the first half with this next free throw. Mention the next game on this floor, Guthrie and Piedmont here in the Oklahoma Sports Network. We're going to have that game, but that'll be determining what happens next for the loser of this game, because the winner of that one, the loser of this one, will face off tomorrow night at Edmond North, as that free throw will go down. So make it 23-9. El Reno out to their biggest lead at 14. Here's Godwin the other way for the Eagles. Gives up to Jamori McAllister. McAllister across the lane, kick out in the corner. Godwin will fire away on a 3. That doesn't fall. The Eagles haven't hit a 3 just yet. Obviously just 9 points on the board. Here's Topfee driving the baseline. He'll feed it off. What's the call here? And they're going to get a whistle and a foul. And so that's now 6 on the Eagles. So they've now matched them in the foul department. And both teams will be in the bonus for the final 3:22 here of the first half. To the top here is Revelis with it. Having himself a nice first half. He feeds it off on the wing here. Crossover move and driving was Roman Nose. He finds Topfee in the corner for 3. Doesn't go. Nice rebound, though, by Robertson. Buys El Reno a second chance. Roman Nose to the rim is blocked. Nice rejection there for the Eagles. I think that was Green who got it. Godwin the other way, racing down the floor, and he's fouled. So to Kalen Godwin with a chance to get himself into the scorebook as he'll head to the Rose State charity stripe shooting a pair of free throws here. Trying to get the Eagles a little bit of offensive momentum. Just 9 points in the first 13 minutes of this game. But a long way to go here in Mustang. First free throw no good for Godwin. Eagles haven't shot a real high percentage of free throws in this first half. Don't have the figure handy, but at 50% or lower, I'm pretty sure. He does split the trip there, so get Del City to double digits at 23-10. 3:01 to play in the first half here in Mustang. Do want to make sure we thank our second quarter sponsor before I forget, Super Subs. Home of the Steak Bomb Sandwich. Locally owned and operated for over 20 years. 2150 South Douglas Boulevard in Midwest City. Give them a call at 405-733-5440. See their logo up in the corner there. Super Subs. Great logo. A bull riding a bomb or whatever that is. Great stuff. Back to action here as El Reno's got it, leading by 13. Revelis on the wing, guarded by Garrison. Feeds it off the Topfee. Now Roman knows. At the top, guarded by Garrison. Rocket pass to Revelis. Spin around, move, shot is up. It'll go. And the foul. The El Reno faithful exploding on that one. And James Ravelis is just having himself a half. He's got 12 points, and he's going to head to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play here. I'll say a little stunning what we've seen in this first half. I mean, El Reno has been the aggressor as Ravelis can't cap the three-point playoff. Again, I mentioned it's a long time ago, so you don't know how much to put into it, but seems met on January 10th. Del City won that game by 16. Right now it's El Reno leading by 15. Jamore McAllister the way. That'll go in, a foul. And boy, did Del City need that. Jamore McAllister putting that one home, plus the whistle. Makes it 25-12. Now he'll go to the Rose State charity stripe looking for the three-point play. That's a big response. You go down 15, you really need points. Big play by the senior McAllister there. Free throw rattles out, though. Another missed free throw for the Eagles. And the rebound will go out of bounds and go back over to El Reno. Stick with us at the half, by the way. We'll be wrapping up the first half of action here from Mustang, and we'll peek ahead on what's going on elsewhere in the 5A playoffs for that Carl Albert Southeast game, which is on our airwaves. And we'll, of course, look ahead to the second half here from Mustang. Top fee hands it off to the older of the two Roman noses. That's Evan. He's a senior. Number one, who has the ball now, is Carter. He's just a sophomore. To the far side, this is Topfee driving down the lane. I don't know if it was partially blocked. There's a good contest. It's on the floor now. Ravelis goes diving after it. What's the call here? I've never seen a player lay on the floor for as long without any kind of a call. And they're going to say El Reno got a timeout, and that was strange because normally the players are on the floor. It's pretty quick. It doesn't usually take long to either get a tie-up, a travel, or a timeout is taken. He was on the floor for a few seconds there waiting for something to be called, and eventually they granted El Reno a timeout. Just a 30-seconder, so we'll stick here through it. As the El Reno Indians, a strong season, 17-6, entering play tonight. Same mark as Del City. El Reno, though, the one thing that's kind of peculiar about their year is that they have 6 losses, and 2 of them actually came to a lower level. I say lower level, but 4A competition. The bulk of their schedule, of course, against 5A. They were 10-3 against 5A teams this year, 2-1 against 6A, then 3-2 against 4A. So their lowest winning percentage actually came against 4A. I have a little wrinkle to the schedule, although they played very high-end 4A teams. Turnaround shot here for Ravelis. Won't go. Rebound put back for Roman Nose. No, ends up back in the hands of Ravelis. He can't finish it, but he's fouled. Second chance points will kill you. And El Reno with multiple rebounds there, and that foul is going to go on McAllister again. That's his 3rd. So that's 3 fouls on a pivotal player for the Eagles, one of the many seniors. And Coach Hatch will have no choice, of course, but to take him out. As the first free throw good from Ravelis, who's proven to be a problem in this first half. He's got half of El Reno's points, 13. McAllister has to come out as Ravelis rattles the second one home. 27-12 El Reno. Into the game for the first time for Del City, number 11, Jalen Wiley. Just checked in. He's a 5'8" senior. Eagles with 90 seconds to work with here to try and get a little just bit of momentum before the halftime. That's not going to help. Ravelis knocking it away from Garrison, racing down the floor, long, breaking up that pass. Good job by the Eagles getting back to kill the break, but it will stay with El Reno. Man, you can't ask for much more if you're Coach Rodney Hayden than what you've gotten in this first half. Braden Garrison, a nice turnover force there off that inbound. Eagles have it going back to the way. $1:15 to play in the first half. Here's Godwin guarded by Topfee. He'll drive on him. Godwin all the way to the rim. Great move. He couldn't finish it off, but he does draw contact and the foul. So it'll be DeKalen Godwin heading back to the free throw line. And this has really been Del City's best offense, is just taking it to the rim and forcing the officials to put some air in their whistles, because it's been pretty apparent in this first half that officiating crew calling it fairly tight, been a pretty good amount of whistles, lots of free throws. If Del City can just knock down their charity stripe shots here, they're going to have a chance to work back in this. Wiley out. Back in for Del City comes Percy Green. Meanwhile, that's the first 2-for-2 trip at the line for Del City. as Godwin knocks them both down. He's got 3 points. Clock not running here. Somebody will realize at some point. There it goes. Long two here is up and good for Carter Roman Nose. Killing him with the mid-range. And we're into the final minute of the first half. El Reno 29-14. Godwin left side to Demarius Veely. Garrison will come over to set a screen for him. Veely to his right, down the lane, right-hand floater, good. Nice move by the senior Demarius Veely, putting that one home. Eagles with a couple of better-looking offensive possessions here, but can they get some stops to cut into this deficit? Open three for Topfee. Clackham's. Bottoms for Matthew Topfee. That's his third three, and the Indians lead it by 16 here in Mustang. Godwin feeds it off to Demarius Veely. Veely will go to his left. Crossover move at the elbow. Gives it out to Deshaun Long. Now back to Veely. We'll see if the Eagles want to just go ahead and hold for the final shot of the half here. Garrison to Godwin. Back to Garrison to the rim. Left-hand layup for Garrison as a roll home. Put back, yes. Nice first half for Brandon Garrison. He's got 8. It's 32-18. We'll see if the Indians can get one last shot up here. They got time. Roman knows this will count. Clackham's! Bobby Lewis 3-ball at the buzzer for Carter Roman knows. It was that kind of half for El Reno. It just kind of all worked, including the shot prayer attempt at the buzzer. Nothing but nylon, and the El Reno Indians a 17-point lead at the break. Eagles are still in it. They got a lot of work to do, though. We'll talk about it more on the halftime report coming up next here, right here. Don't go anywhere at halftime here in Mustang on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Here at Champion Plumbing, we grew up under these lights, so we know what hard work and dedication really means. Because to us, being the best is about helping our community when they need us most. It's about giving our all on every play and every job. Being your hometown champs means being part of a team that succeeds together. So every time you call, you get nothing but our best. And that's what makes us Champion Plumbing.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
We want to make your next event an adventure. At Inflatable Adventures, we want to make your next event hassle-free by providing incredible products at a great price, along with amazing customer service. We offer one of the widest selections of bounce houses, water slides, obstacle courses, and so much more. Give us a call today or check us out online at inflatableadventures.org. Remember, Inflatable Adventures, the only inflation worth paying for.
We come from different backgrounds with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
Back to Mustang, Josh Calloway on hand. We're at halftime right now between the El Reno Indians and the Del City Eagles. Bit of a surprise here. El Reno, a really good first half. They lead at 35-18 at the end of 2 quarters. The Indians did just about everything you could have hoped for if you're Coach Rodney Hayden. They played really good defense. Del City just did not get loose, especially from deep. They didn't hit any threes in that first half. The Eagles, their best offense was working with Brandon Garrison down low and getting to the free throw line. And that's really been the only area that El Reno's been hurt in that first half. Eagles got to find a little more offensively. I mean, that goes without saying. Just 18 first half points, a very low mark, especially for them with the firepower and the athleticism that they possess. Usually just how many free points do they get just on transition, fast breaks, things like that? Normally, that didn't really happen at all in that first half. So it's going to be an interesting second half, see what kind of adjustments Coach Lenny Hatchett can make as the Eagles try to climb out of this hole. They certainly are more than capable of doing it, but a lot of work to do. Down 17 at the end of the first 2 quarters. So I have a break here at halftime. I do want to, again, thank Gina Standridge for her sponsorship of Del City basketball, Mid-Del basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network. These playoff games, it's a much higher rate to air them on OSN, so sponsorships become that much more important. Gina Standridge, one of our best. I want to tell you a few things that she wants to do and why you should vote for her for Mid-Del School Board Ward 3. She wants to ensure that all students receive equal/equitable education. She wants to enhance school safety and security protocols. She wants to improve community relations. She wants to provide more mental health and trauma services. She wants to expand vocational and technical programs. She would like to offer more elective options in the curriculum. She wants to reduce class sizes to allow more individual instruction. She'd like to support and recognize teachers and staff more often, and then, of course, she wants to increase funding for teacher and staff salaries and benefits, plus equipment upgrades and building maintenance. Those are all good things. So vote for Gina Standards for Mid-Del School Board Ward 3 on Tuesday, April 4th, a big sponsor of Mid-Del basketball here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We're thankful for her, and we're thankful for all of you tuning in here tonight on OSN, helping us bring you this great ball game here in the playoffs. Winner this one to the state tournament. Loser will be back in action tomorrow night at Edmond North. If it's Del City, we'll have that game for you. So we'll be finding out if we're working tomorrow night in the next 16 minutes of basketball. Let's go ahead and take another timeout here. When we come back, it'll be time for the second half from Mustang. It's El Reno 35, Del City 18. Second half next right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
Here at Champion Plumbing, we grew up under these lights, so we know what hard work and dedication really means. Because to us, being the best is about helping our community when they need us most. It's about giving our all on every play and every job. Being your hometown champs means being part of a team that succeeds together. So every time you call, you get nothing but our best. And that's what makes us Champion Plumbing.
Back to Mustang. Josh Calloway with you, getting ready for the third quarter of action in this 5A area tilt between El Reno and Del City. Winner of this game moves to the state tournament next week. The loser will have to come back tomorrow night at Edmond North and try to take care of things. By the way, I want to mention elsewhere in OSM, we got Carl Albert and Southeast going to toe-to-toe right now. The Titans in business. They lead 32-21 as of right now at the half in that one. So Carl Albert doing their job right now, leading by 11. They look to punch their ticket to the state tournament. Eagles got a little bit of work to do, though, as we get ready to start this second half. While we get ready to get going, I want to thank our third quarter sponsor, Dynamic Health Clinic in Harrah, Oklahoma. At Dynamic Health Clinic, Dr. Kaufman specializes in athletic injuries and is able to get athletes back in action very quickly using a system called Advanced Muscle Integration. Play better, recover faster at Dynamic Health Clinic. So we're just about ready to start the second half here. Eagles will have the ball first, going left to right on your TV screen or phone screen, laptop, whatever. Here in Mustang, do the Eagles have a rally in them? Percy Green, a good start as far as I look there in the first possession, but not able to punch it home. And the Indians have the ball going back to the way, leading by 17, led by 14 points from senior James Revelis. A really nice first half for him. And he's in the corner right now. You see him there, number 23. Really good half for him. So here's Topview with it for El Reno. He gives it up to Deontay Palmer. As we get this third quarter going, Josh Calloway on hand. Darius Washington working the camera for us tonight. And this is going to be an offensive foul on Deontay Palmer. They're going to say he got him with the wraparound with the arm. So a turnover, give it back to the Eagles. More hoops coming up later on OSN at 7:30. It's going to be Lawton High taking on the Mustang Broncos. Game will not be here. Of course, no home games at this point in the playoffs. That game will actually be in Chickasha, which is where I was last night from Midwest City, Edmond North girls. Great facilities out there in Chickasha. The great Eric Sharon will be on the call for that one, so tune in to catch that one. Lawton High and Mustang. Meanwhile, here are the Eagles with a nice possession in a bucket for Jayden Foreman Felix. And if there's anything you know about Del City and the Eagles, if you don't see them often, they can get going quick. The way that they can pressure you with their speed and their size, they can rack up some turnovers and some points very quickly. So this gap can get tightened very, very soon. And here's what I'm talking about. And almost a turnover now will be a turnover over and back. As Palmer tried to save it, he was going to let it go into the backcourt, but then a couple of Eagles crashed out on him. He felt like he had to go ahead and grab it. Then he got kind of caught right on the timeline there and went over and back. So Eagles force a turnover. Good start here to the second half for Del City. But this is the end that's got to get going. More points on the board. Goes without saying, just 18 in the first half. Here's Garrison in the corner. He'll take it, kick out. Deshaun Long, round the horn to Veely. Eagles didn't hit a three in that first half. Demarius Veely, kick it back out to Long at the midcourt logo. They'll reset some things. No shot clock in high school hoops, so take your time. Set something up. Nice feed from Garrison to Percy Green, and he puts it in. A little 4-0 run here to open up the second half, and the Eagles are now down 13. This is Elizondo with it. He picked up 2 fouls for El Reno in that first half. Didn't see him a lot in the second quarter. He's back out there now. Turnaround shot. That won't go. Rebound is loose. Ends up in the hands of Garrison. Eagles are doing a lot of good things here, and right as I say that, a miscommunication and a turnover here. You can tell, though, veteran team, all seniors on the floor. As soon as that turnover happens, it was a quick Garrison looking at Veely, looking at Foreman Felix, saying, hey, no big deal. Brush it off, and now here's a turnover. Veely, fast break, contact. He'll throw it up, and it's a foul against El Reno. Boy, that's going to be a contentious call, as the El Reno faithful definitely upset about that ruling. But the foul goes against El Reno. Not a shooting foul. Second one against the Indians. We mentioned it off the top that we had the makings of a big crowd. We've hit that now. It's a very nice crowd in here. One of the better attended games I've called all year. It's packed in here. 3 ball in the corner won't go for the Eagles. He might have had his toe on the line. Doesn't matter. Shot didn't fall. The Indians get it back ahead by 13. Here's Elizondo, the sophomore for El Reno. 5:27 to play in the third. Indians still looking for their first points of the second half. Goes with his left. He'll fire from three. Clackums. Oh, that's a big shot by Alexander Elizondo. A Bobby Lewis 3-ball. Sucks the air out of the Del City side a little bit. Puts the lead back out to 16. 5:08 to go in the third. Long feeds it off to Demarius Veely. Veely underneath to Brandon Garrison. Garrison backing out his guy. Oh, and they get the offensive foul. Jacob Robertson went down like a sack of potatoes. I thought they might let it go or rule it a flop. Didn't happen, though. And the foul goes on Garrison. That's his first. Deshaun Long comes out to Kalen Godwin back in for Del City. Meanwhile, Palmer comes out and Evan Romano's back in for Coach Hayden and the Indians, who lead by 16 here in Mustang, trying to pull off not a massive upset, but a pretty good-sized one. 3-ball doesn't go. Cleanup for Robertson. He didn't put it home. He was right there, but didn't finish it off. The Eagles back the other way. Here's Foreman Felix on the right wing. Goes his left. He'll hand it off to Percy Green. Green on the elbow. Jumps up in the lane. Right-hand scoop layup attempt. Rolls home. That was a tough finish by Percy Green. Makes it 38-24. 4:25 to play in the third. Elizondo bringing it up. Guarded closely by Green. Pass deflected and stolen by Garrison. You're seeing Del City's defense really kind of ratcheting up the intensity. Other than Elizondo getting loose for 1-3, El Reno, they haven't really gotten a lot of shots up in this first half, let alone hitting them. Just 3 points in the first 4 minutes of this third. Here's Godwin down the lane, had it poked away out of bounds. They're going to say it's Del City ball. At first I thought he was signaling it was last touch by Godwin, but they're going to say off El Reno. And now Coach Hatchett wants to draw something up here in the out of bounds here. I think this is just a 30-second timeout with 4:01 to play in the third. And it is, so we'll stick here through it. 14-point lead for El Reno. Josh Calloway on hand here in Mustang on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Darius Washington working the camera for us on a Friday night in the area round of the playoffs. It's such a great time of year. These games, the intensity is so high. And, you know, there's an argument to be made. It may sound foolish to some, but there's an argument to be made that the pressure is even higher in this round than the state tournament. You hear it all the time from pro baseball players that say actually the LCS is tougher than the World Series from a pressure standpoint because there's something in making it to the big dance that kind of takes a little bit off, the edge off a little bit for you, where it is this round, you want to get there. It's not really, it's an accomplishment to get to area. I don't want to diminish it, but it's a disappointment to get to area and not get to state. The pressure is so high at this round, maybe even more so in some ways than the state tournament. You can feel it. Back to action here. Del City with it. Foreman Felix in the lane. He's hitting fouled. It's going to go on Revelis. And another trip to the free throw line here for Del City. And this is something that the Eagles have definitely got to cash in on in this second half. The offense has been a little too hard to come by to not be able to pay off these trips to the Rose State Cherry Stripe. First foul on Revelis, 13th foul on El Reno, and the first one is up and good for Jaden Foreman Felix. Foreman Felix, like Brandon Garrison, an Oklahoma State commit, but not in basketball. He'll be heading as a defensive lineman on the football side of things. As free throw there didn't go, so another split trip is 38-25. Evan Roman knows with it. 13-point lead for El Reno, and it's going to go out of bounds. Oh, a foul. Ooh, that's a tough one. You can tell Del City was already getting excited about the turnover force. But it goes out of bounds, and they're going to say it was a foul beforehand. As a second one on Garrison, got him on the arm. Percy Green out, back in for Del City. It's Jamori McAllister. He's got those 3 fouls, something to keep an eye on. Here's Elizondo, and a great contest by Garrison. Forced that herky-jerky shot, and the Eagles have it back. Here's Foreman Felix down the lane to the rim and put it in. Don't look now, but the Eagles are on a 9-3 run. They've sliced it from 17 down to 11. Little by little, here come the mighty Eagles. 3:13 to go in the third. Here's Revelis in the lane here. Some contact with Garrison. He lost his dribble. Stolen by Godwin. Fire ahead in the front court to McAllister to the rim. Lay it in. Eagles are now down 9. It's 38-29 here in Mustang. A long way to go. Revelis, Garrison poked away from behind, and it's a foul. And that's going to be now 3 on the Del City big man. So that's a big call. And now what does Coach Lenny Hatchett do here in terms of leaving his guy in or taking him out? And it looks like he's going to take him out. He will, yeah. So he comes out. Percy Green will replace him. 2:54 to play in the third. Eagles have sliced what was a 17-point halftime deficit down to 9. Still with a long way to go, even just in the third, let alone the whole fourth. Here's Roman Nose in the corner to Topsy. This will be a big shot for El Reno. Doesn't go. Rebound is loose. Ends up in the hands of the Indians, though. Turnaround shot for Revelis. That won't fall. Foreman Felix the rebound. You can tell rebound is going to be a little bit trickier for Del City without Garrison, but a good job there by the 6'5" Foreman Felix. McAllister open looking at 3. Back iron, no. He liked it. Got his own miss, though. Kick out. Open look for Demarius Veely. That won't fall. Boy, 2 really good looks for the Eagles there. Neither one goes down. Would have cut it to 6. And the Eagle faithful is ready to explode. Meanwhile, other side, that's a charge. Good call. It looked like the Kalen Godwin was certainly set there. If it was called a block, boy, talking about a big call the other way, it would have been an and 1. But it's an offensive foul. That's 4 on El Reno in this first half. Here's Veely the other way to the rim. Scoop Lapitan won't go, but he's hit and fouled. That's 5 on El Reno. And again, Del City continuing to just little by little chip away here, and they can get even a little bit closer with Demarius Veely at the Rose State charge stripe. Third personal foul called there against Jacob Robertson off the bench for El Reno. Veely hits the first free throw. And this is exactly, and you got to finish it off here in the third, but this is exactly what you want if you're Coach Hatchett. You're not telling your guys, hey, we got to get all 17 back in the third. But you want to get it back to at least single digits to feel like you're within striking distance. They've obviously more than done that now, and they still have time to work with. Second free throw, no good, but McAllister the rebound. Oh, he had an open look, but he passed it out. Eagles save the possession, though. Godwin running it down, and Del City a second chance here. Veely crossover, spin move. Oh, boy, that was pretty. Veely puts it in. Eagles are down 6. 14-3 in the quarter, and another turnover, and the Eagles half here in Mustang is rocking. Timeout taken by Coach Rodney Hayden. Eagle faithful on their feet. And El Reno smartly wants to talk things over. Timeout on the floor, we'll take it too. Catch your breath here in Mustang. 38-32, Indians lead.
We want to make your next event an adventure. At Inflatable Adventures, we want to make your next event hassle-free by providing incredible products at a great price, along with amazing customer service. We offer one of the widest selections of bounce houses, water slides, obstacle courses, and so much more. Give us a call today or check us out online at inflatableadventures.org. Remember, Inflatable Adventures, the only inflation worth paying for.
Back to Mustang, Josh Calloway on hand, where the Eagles are on a run, folks. 14-3 in the third quarter. They've cut it a deficit from 17 down to 6. Veely's jumper won't go. Put back, McAllister's good. Where did he come from? The Eagles are now down just 4. And the Indians are feeling it a little bit. You can see these possessions a little sped up, and another ball loose. That should be a backcourt. And it is. Another turnover by El Reno. The defensive intensity for Del City right now is just absolutely suffocating the Indians. They have just 3 points in this third quarter. An incredible third frame so far for the Eagles. Percy Green in the corner, lost it out of bounds. It'll stay with Del City. Good play there by Carter Roman Nose for El Reno, breaking up what might have been a good look for a really good shooter in Percy Green. Green inbound to Godwin. Eagles with, you've done more than the job in this third quarter. You just made this a game again. You're only down 4 now, and you got the whole fourth to work with. You can just play your game. You don't have to do anything as far as trying to press to make up a gap. You just made it a game again now. Here's Godwin with a $1:08 to play in the third. McAllister driving. Contact, that's a travel. Yeah, he kind of looked like he tripped over his feet a little bit there, more so than El Reno contact. I think that's a fine call. So travel goes back over to El Reno. 5 team fouls, by the way, on the Indians. 3 on the Eagles. Going to be something worth keeping an eye on as this goes along. The free throw game, always so huge in these close games. There's Elizondo. Feeds it off. Open look from the free throw line for Carter. Knows. Doesn't go. The Indians have just gone cold here from the field when they've gotten shots up. Del City's defense has obviously forced a lot of turnovers in this second half. But the shots that have been there for El Reno, outside of the 1 3-pointer, haven't gone down. The Eagles slow playing this. Hold for the final shot if they want. Guarantee yourself taking some momentum into the third, albeit a deficit, but obviously all the momentum currently right now with the designated visiting team here in Mustang. 15 seconds to play in the third. Eagles will try and cut into it a little bit more. Veely hands off to Godwin. Godwin over to Veely. Final 10 seconds. Veely. Crossover move in the corner for Green, and it's deflected. Nice active hands there for Carter Nose. Ahead to Toffee. Toffee to the rim. Blocked by McAllister! What did we say earlier? This kid can play some defense. He's playing some defense. 3 quarters down in Mustang. We'll take a timeout. Back for the fourth. Great finish on the way on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We come from different backgrounds with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
Josh Calloway on hand, back with you for the fourth quarter from Mustang in this boys 5A area tilt. And that's a foul on El Reno on the inbound here before I could even set the scene. If you're just tuning in, first of all, where you been? But second off, you're here for what should be an epic finish. El Reno led this game 35-18 at the half. I'll do the math for you. 16-3 Eagles in the third. They're now down just 4. And they have the ball after the turnover by El Reno in the fourth. Josh Calloway with you. Darius Washington working the camera. Veely from really deep. Clackums! Oh, boy. That one was from Del City. It's a 1-point game. All the momentum with the Eagles right now. It's just been an avalanche in the third and a poked away and a foul here. And this is going to be a big call because it's going to go on Jamori McAllister, and that's going to be his 4th. It looks like Coach Hatchett's going to go ahead and take him out. I'm sure he'll be back in before too long. Deshaun Long will replace him. Brandon Garrison, by the way, back in with his 3 fouls. We mentioned it right off the top. Jordan McAllister, really talented player all around, but it's the defensive impact that jumps off the page. And you saw that just simply absurd block at the end of the third quarter there. Just obscene. To chase him down from behind and to keep it a 4-point game. Not that 6 and 4 is a huge difference, but it kept the momentum swung right back to your side going into the break, and that's going to go off the hands of Elizondo. And it's just been one thing after another for El Reno in this second half. The Eagles can take the lead here on this possession with any kind of a bucket. Foreman Felix at the top. Feeds out to Percy Green. Percy Green toward the wing here. Now he'll feed it off to Brandon Garrison. Takes a long 2. Brandon Garrison won't go. El Reno will stay in the lead for now. 7:13 to play. Racing down the floor, here's Elizondo. Chase down from behind. For the Indians, you got to just get shots up right now. Way too many turnovers in that third quarter. Here's Carter Roman Nose, feeds off to Elizondo. 7 minutes to play in Mustang. Winner of this game to the state tournament next week at the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman. Shot there won't go for Revelis. Revelis, by the way, 14 points in the first half, a goose egg so far in the second half. They have completely taken him away. Obviously, Reno has just 3 points in the second half, period, but they didn't come from Revelis. Here's Veely, kick out to Long in the corner. Foreman Felix for the lead. Clackums! Bobby Lewis 3-ball, and the Eagles have come all the way back and are now in the lead with 6:27 to go. What a second half explosion by the Eagles. Still some ways to go here, though. Roman Nose, left-hand floater, good, and we're tied back up. Don't expect the arena to just go away. There's still a lot of meat on the bone here with 6:10 to play. 40-40. Veely calling out some direction. Right side to Percy Green, back to Veely at the top. Under 6 minutes to play in Mustang. In the corner, Percy Green has been quiet tonight. Back to Foreman Felix, who just hit that 3 a moment ago. Back to Green. He'll go ahead and fire. Percy Green comes up short. Good contest there by Evan Romanos to break that up. Maybe a little bit of impatience from Del City offensively. Back the other way. Blocked by Garrison. Oh, to be 6'9". Just closed that gap so easily. Pinned it on the backboard. The Eagles have it back. Foreman Felix in the lane. Right-hand floater. Back iron nose. A great move, but didn't finish. The Indians have it back. We're still tied. 5:24 to go in Mustang. Roman Nose with it in the corner. 3-ball for Elizondo. Bank shot. He almost rolled it in. I don't know if he called bank, but it almost went. But it didn't stay home. Indians have just 5 points in the last 13 minutes of this second half. But, hey, you're still tied if you're El Reno. What's happened at this point doesn't really matter. It's what happens in the final 5 that matters. 40-40. Here's Long on the right side, guarded by Topfy. Left side to Sean Long. Long with Elizondo on him. You can see that Del City's being deliberate here. They know the possessions are getting scarce. They're getting precious. You want to make sure you get a good look every time. Veely to the left. Now it goes down the lane. Right-hand layup attempt for Veely doesn't go. Put back from Garrison doesn't roll home. Ends it back in the hands of Veely. Another chance for Del City. And an extended possession here. Garrison's been so good on the boards. Foreman Felix open 3. Doesn't go. Same spot he hit one earlier. That one not so good. Indians have it back. Fast break 3-ball for Roman Nose. Won't roll home. Foreman Felix rips down the board. Eagles have it back. 3-on-1. Veely over to Green. Percy Green to the rim. Put it in. Eagles back ahead by 2. And with 4:03 left, a timeout taken by Coach Rodney Hayden and the El Reno Indians. Got to remind myself to breathe a little bit. This has been an epic ball game, especially in this second half. Oh, I have a break. I do want to take the opportunity. I know it's a full timeout, but we'll stick through it. To thank our fourth quarter sponsor while we have a chance. There's not been a lot of breaks in the action in this second half. Fourth quarter sponsor, you see him up in the corner there, La Herencia Grill. For the best Mexican food in the Mid-Del area, whether it's dine-in, carry-out, using Grubhub or catering, just eat their delicious food at La Herencia Grill, 6811 Southeast 15th Street, right next to Jimmy's Egg. Give them a call, 405-931-3154. This has been a tremendous game. We thank you for tuning in, however you did. You're being treated tonight. 42-40 Del City leads. We got about half the fourth quarter to play here in Mustang. I imagine there will be some more twists and turns before all things are said and done. A little of a game reset here. James Revelis leads all scorers with 14 for El Reno. Those all came in the first half. He has been kept very quiet since then. For Del City, it's been a group effort. The high scorer is actually Demarius Veely with 9. Not a huge number from anybody, but Brandon Garrison with 8. Foreman Felix with 8. 6 from Percy Green. Jamor McAllister has contributed. He's on the bench currently with those 4 fouls, but it's been a team effort for Del City to climb out of that 17-point halftime hole. But still work to be done for the Eagles to move to the Lloyd Noble Center in the state tournament next week. Indians have it down 2. This is Roman Nose, gives off to Deontay Palmer. Over to Alexander Elizondo. Now right side to Carter Roman Nose. He's the younger of the two. They're both out there. He gives up to the older, the senior Evan with it. Guarded by Foreman Felix. Gives it up just outside the block on Ravelis. Turnaround shot. He'll go ahead and pull it up. Won't go. Rebound ripped down by Garrison. Brandon Garrison has been a menace tonight for El Reno on the boards. And as you'd expect, 6'9" frame. But they have not been able to keep him off the glass on offense or defense tonight. And one of the big differences so far in this game. Here's Garrison on the elbow. Contact there with Palmer. Rocket pass to Green. He puts it in. Dime City from the big man. And the Eagles lead by 4. Final 3 minutes from Mustang. Who wants it? Palmer on the right side. He'll drive the baseline. Scoop layup attempt won't go. Garrison didn't block it, but he certainly disrupted it. Pass ahead to Percy Green. Down the lane, feed off to McAllister. They're going to say a foul on El Reno before the shot, but it will be free throws because that's 7 now on El Reno. So a 1-and-1 coming here for Percy Green. That's the 4th foul on Alexander Elizondo. So the Rose State Cherry Stripe goes Percy Green for a very big 1-and-1. You get 2 here, you're up by 6, you're feeling great. You missed the front end and it stays at 4. El Reno's thinking, hey, we're still right there. You're right there either way, but Indians have scored just 5 points in the second half. I mean, you don't want to go down 6 right now. Green shooting the front of the 1-on-1. It rolls off. Rebound. Pump back is good for Godwin. The 5'8" to Kalen Godwin. The heart of a bigger man puts it in, and Del City leads by 6. Timeout by Coach Rodney Hayden. Del City is outscoring El Reno in the second half, 28-5. And they lead by 6 with 2:36 to go. Full timeout, we'll take it to finish from Mustang coming up next here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
.236 to go from Mustang. Josh Calloway on hand. Darius Washington working the camera for us tonight. It's been a tremendous game. We got 2.5 to go. Can the Indians find a way to get some offense? Like I said before the break there, just 5 points for Reno in the entire second half to this point. And now there's going to be a foul on Del City here. Guard him a little too close. That's going to be the second against Godwin, who's had himself a really nice game off the bench for the Eagles. I'm going to have a hard time on the triple elite player of the game. I got to be honest, there's lots of candidates for Del City right now. It's been a heck of an effort from the whole squad to get back in front. Carter knows a deep 3. That won't go. The shots just haven't gone down for Reno in the second half tonight. Still 2:15 left, but Del City close with another bucket or 2 for maybe salting this one away. We'll see what happens. McAllister with it. Del City is going to be in absolutely no rush here, as you would expect. Final 2 from Mustang. McAllister feeds it off to Godwin. Godwin trying to get some room. He's double teamed. Back over to McAllister on the logo, and now Coach Lenny Hatchett wants to take a timeout here and talk some things over. There's another full timeout. We'll go ahead and stick with you through the break to let you know what's at stake here, if you tuned in late. Winner of this game, they're going to the state tournament next week at the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman. That starts on Wednesday. Exact game time to be determined, obviously. You don't have a schedule just yet. You don't even have an opponent to really map out for you the way it works. Highest ranked team, lowest ranked team, all that good stuff. But that'll be next Wednesday for the winner of this team at the Lloyd Noble Center in the state tournament. The loser of this game, season's not over. You're going to have another shot at it tomorrow. A game will be at Edmond North, a 7:30 tip against the winner of the game that's going to follow on this floor, which is Guthrie and Piedmont. Both those teams have been featured on OSN this year. Piedmont in their matchup with Carl Albert. We also had them against Tuttle and Guthrie just last week in the regional round, falling to Carl Albert in the regional final of that one. So the winner of that one will face the loser here tomorrow night at Edmond North. With the winner of that game, of course, then moving to the state tournament next week at the Lloyd Noble Center. And then from there, if you're, again, unfamiliar or curious, it's just one and done the rest of the way in the state tournament. There is no double elimination. There is no buffer. It's 8 teams, the state tournament, quarterfinals to the championship. That'll be starting next Wednesday in Norman. The Eagles are a minute 49 from being there. And we'll be there too, don't worry, on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Here's a turnover, though, and boy, do the Indians need this. A huge, quick bucket for Carter Roman Nose, and El Reno cuts it down to 4 at 46-42. Eagles bring it up here. This is Veely, pass to Garrison. Oh, he went for the alley-oop. Ends the back of the hands of Garrison, though, somehow, and he puts it in. How on earth did that still end up in the hands of Garrison? He was in the air jumping for the alley-oop when it got deflected. He's had a heck of a game tonight as the #1 player in Oklahoma, looking like it tonight. Here's a foul on Veely. This is just the 6th on Del City, so not the bonus yet, but El Reno will be now the rest of the way here with 1:16 to go. Second foul on Veely. Green will come out, by the way. Jamori McAllister back in. Foreman Felix out there along with Godwin guarding the ball, Garrison and Veely. Ball knocked out of bounds. It's last touched by El Reno. What a performance by DeKalen Godwin. This senior for Del City off the bench tonight has given Lenny Hatchett some really tremendous minutes. And he's been rewarded by being out there here in crunch time. He's kept him out there because he's been really, really good tonight. The senior for Del City, one of the many on this squad, wanting to end their careers the right way with a championship. And they're a minute 3 from getting one step closer to doing just that. A foul here on the Indians on Evan Roman Nose, result in a 1-and-1 for Jamori McAllister. If he can make the front end here, it'll push you to a 3-score game with only 63 seconds left to go. Certainly a tall task for El Reno. And we'll wrap up the game in the postgame, but there's a lot of big stories tonight, but one of the big ones, certainly, James Ravelis for El Reno. 14 first-half points, was so good. He's been shut out in the second half. First free throw good, does make a 3-score game at the Rose State charity stripe. Again, stick with us in post-game. We'll be giving out our triple elite player of the game. We'll also put the finishing touches on this one and look ahead to what's next for the Eagles, whether that's tomorrow or next week. Final minute here from Mustang. 7-point lead. El Reno's got to go. 3-ball in the corner for Elizondo. Air balls it long. Ravelis flying in for it, but Garrison just takes it away from him. Fast break for the Eagles. McAllister the rim. Lay it in. Del City, a dominant second half, and they're going to ride it to the state tournament next week. El Reno maybe not just, saying, hey, man, pipe down. 3-ball here's going to go for Carter Roman Nose. A Bobby Lewis 3-ball with 38.6 seconds left. Keeps the window and the door slightly ajar. Still down 6 with 30 seconds to go. It is high school hoops. Turnovers and crazy things do happen. What a ball game. What a ball game. We're glad you could be with us on this epic Friday night. It's been a tremendous season on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We're winding down, and it always feels good when the end of the year is you're rewarded with these great games in the postseason. So much at stake, and that's what we've had tonight and what's been a tremendous game. Reno played a borderline flawless first half. They were so good in that first 16 minutes, but quite frankly, Del City has matched them with a borderline flawless second half, and at least right now, Del City's second half was just a little bit better than El Reno's first half. It's an absolute cliche, the tale of two halves, but tonight's game has been it, because El Reno really dominated the first 16 minutes, but Del City's dominated the next 16 by just a little bit more. Percy Green crossing half court. Final 30 seconds here for Mustang. Garrison in the lane. Good contest. It's poked away, but a foul committed by El Reno. Indians faithful was hoping for a travel there, and, you know, it was close. I won't deny that. Into the game and committing that foul, by the way, for El Reno. I actually don't have the number. It's 35. I don't have a 35 on my roster, believe it or not, for El Reno. Came in and committed that foul. It comes right back out. Meanwhile, Garrison's shooting a 1-on-1 here and a big one to get it back to 3 scores, and he hits the front end. Makes it back to a 7-point game, 52-45, 28.9. All that's left here from Mustang. Second one doesn't roll home, but it's still a 3-score game, though. See what El Reno can do. Here's Topfee racing down the floor. He'll go ahead and put it up. Won't go, but he draws contact. Be free throws either way. It'll depend on if it's on the shot or not. It looks like it's going to be a 1-and-1 based off the official there on the elbow. So it's not a shooting foul, and it's a 1-and-1 for Matthew Topfee at the Rose State charity stripe with 23.7 to go. Foul was on Foreman Field because that's his third, team 7th on Del City. Front end of the 1-and-1 for Topfee off the back iron, no good. Percy Green the rebound. And it may just be all over but the crying now with 19.1 to go. Tremendous game, and you got to give El Reno heaps and heaps of credit for what they did in that first half. Again, reminder, I said off the top, but these two teams played in January, and Del City beat El Reno by 16 on January 10th. Now, that was almost 2 months ago. But nevertheless, it shows what El Reno did tonight. And the final score is not going to be real indicative of this game because Del City's going to push out to nearing a double-digit point win here. But El Reno, great performance. Defense was absolutely fantastic in that first half. But in the second half, Del City just kind of did what they do. They overwhelm you with their speed, their size, their athleticism, and that's why they were able to run away a little bit in this second half. Up by 8 now, just 15 seconds left. Feed it over to Topfee, goes across the lane. Scoop layup attempt won't go. Garrison the rebound, and that is going to do it. Garrison feeds off to Veely. Veely will just back it out. He didn't want to take the shot. Garrison was saying, man, score that thing. And that'll do it. The Del City Eagles are going back to the state tournament, 53-45. What a game. What a performance by both teams. You want to first give credit, of course, to El Reno. They were tremendous tonight, but in the end, Del City too much. And they win it 53-45. They go to 18-6 on the year. Indians fall to 17-7. They'll have to wait another day to try and punch their ticket to the state tournament. Meanwhile, Del City, they're on to Norman and the Lloyd Noble Center starting next Wednesday in the state tournament. What a ball game. We'll wrap it all up, give out our Triple Elite Player of the Game award, and preview next week. Coming up next right here. Don't go anywhere. Post-game wrap-up next on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight. Here at Champion Plumbing, we grew up under these lights, so we know what hard work and dedication really means. Because to us, Being the best is about helping our community when they need us most. It's about giving our all on every play and every job. Being your hometown champs means being part of a team that succeeds together. So every time you call, you get nothing but our best. And that's what makes us Champion Plumbing.
Back to Mustang, where Del City's taking the celebratory photos. To the rich go the spoils. Del City's on the state tournament. They win tonight over El Reno, 53-45. Epic game. Eagles are down 35-18 at halftime. They outscore El Reno 35-10 in the second half to move on to the state tournament. What a performance. And with that, we want to make sure we give out our Triple Elite Player of the Game Award. There are a lot of guys this could go to for Del City tonight, I got to be honest. But I'm going to give it to the big man, number 10, Brandon Garrison. He was everywhere tonight, blocking shots. He was really the only guy in that first quarter and a half or so who was able to get points on the board, kept it within reason going into the halftime and everything. Again, there's a lot of guys that could have got it tonight. Jamori McAllister was tremendous. DeKalen Godwin was tremendous. Jaden Foreman-Felix hit big shots. Percy Green hit big shots. Demarius Veely hit big shots. There's a lot of guys who could have brought it home, but I'm going to go with Brandon Garrison. Some great passes tonight. You got to give it to him. He's our Triple Elite Player of the Game. Triple Elite. Find world-class designs and hot new styles at Triple Elite. Give them a call, 405-610-5200. What a ball game for El Reno. They'll be back tomorrow night at 7:30 in Edmond, taking on the winner of this next game. You see the team's warming up right now. It's Guthrie and Piedmont. Indians were really game tonight. They lost to this Eagles team by 16 when they played back in January. They were taking it right to them for 16 minutes tonight, but Del City, in the end, like I said, they do what they do. They overwhelmed you, and they were the better team in the second half by a lot, obviously, to make up that gap and then not only make it up but win by 8 points. A dominant display in the third and fourth quarters. And the Eagles are on to the state tournament. That'll be Wednesday at the Lloyd Noble Center. Again, we don't know exactly when that game will be or who they'll be facing, but it'll be next Wednesday in Norman at the Lloyd Noble Center. The Oklahoma Sports Network will be there. It'll look a little different in the state tournament, unfortunately for us, due to OSSAA rules and things like that. But we'll be back with you for that game in some capacity, no matter when it is or all that, next Wednesday. More details to be shared about that later. But for now, it's about celebration for Del City. A heck of an effort. They win by 8 points, and they're on to the state tournament. This senior team, all these vets on it, the whole year's been one goal. It's been to raise the trophy and bring a championship back to Del City again. That's been the plan the whole time. Nothing else for the Eagles. And so they've now accomplished one part of their goal, right, which is to get to the state tournament. Now they got to finish the job next week with 3 more wins. And we'll be there for it. Look forward to that. Thank you so much for watching, however you did tonight. Again, I want to shout out Darius Washington. Did a great job running the camera for us. We had a late cancellation on that. He filled in great, did a great job. Never done it before. Did fantastic tonight for us here on OSN. Great ball game, and we'll see you next week from Norman and the state tournament. What a run it's been for Del City, and they move one step closer to the ultimate goal, which is a championship. Thank you so much for watching on OSN. I'm Josh Calloway signing off from Mustang. More action coming up tomorrow on the girls' side. We hope you tune in for those that match up tomorrow afternoon. As far as boys' hoops, we got Lawton High and Mustang getting ready to tip off in just a minute or two over there in Chickasha. So join Eric Sharam and that crew for that one, for some more hoops on a Friday night here in the 5A and 6A playoffs on the Oklahoma Sports Network. That's it for us. We'll see you next week in Norman for the state tournaments. From Mustang, Del City wins at 53-45, and they move to within 3 wins of a championship. Good night, everybody from Mustang. We'll see you next week from the Lloyd Noble Center.